What's up, guys? I'm going to be installing my ambient light kit today. I'm going to walk you guys through how I do that. I saw a couple different ways to do it. I'm going to try a way to keep it on with the headlights going on and off. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so here's the ambient lighting kit I got. It's a pretty simple setup. I'm just going to be doing the strips on the doors. I did get footwell lights and all that fancy stuff, but I just want more of a simple setup, so I'm just going to do the strips here. Figured I'd just show you guys how I wired it. So this is going to be your main module that connects with these other four. These are going to be inside the doors, and then these connect to just the positive and negative inside your door. There's other videos that kind of show how to do that, but there's a couple ways to wire this. I figured I'd just show how I'm gonna attempt to do it. So I looked it up. Originally I thought the red was your main constant, because you're going to need constant 12 volt power to this module because it's app controlled. So if you want to keep your colors in memory, it's going to need to have constant power. But I looked it up, and the yellow is going to be your constant, and the red is going to be your trigger switch. So basically I just got these two fuses, and since this is the constant, I put a 7.5, if this will focus, 7.5 fuse in the top here. So that's gonna relay to give this constant power, and then you're gonna tap into I believe I'm gonna put the constant power in the dome fuse slot. I'll show that when I get closer to that. But you're just going to take that original fuse and put that in the bottom. So that's going to be, the yellow is going to be the constant. And then the trigger, which is going to tell it to come on, which I would like it to come on with the headlights because I don't want it running all day. So this red wire is going to be a trigger, meaning it's only going to power this fully when that's on. So I put a 5 amp fuse in the top there. And then I'm going to put the bottom fuse into I believe the tail fuse slot only powers when the headlights and brake lights are on. So basically, constant power I'm going to put into dome, where I believe you can put it into the hazard, which is a 15 amp. And then the red trigger is going to go into the tail, which I believe is also a 15 amp. So you're going to put the 15 amp original fuse in the bottom there, and that's basically just going to trigger this on. And then of course the ground, you're going to just have to find a spot for that. And then we got, I'm not really sure what this is for. I guess that's just if you don't want to use the app. I just wired it up anyway, just as backup. And then you're going to have your light strips that you just have to run wire to. So I'm going to get started on that, and I will show you guys how it looks. So I'm going to start in the front on the dash. I'm most likely going to do here and then under the glove box. I just think that'll be very in line with the line on the top of the door there. It'll just kind of come around here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this out. I'm probably going to take out the radio just to get that wire across there. So what I have here for that, I have some sort of plastic puller, Phillips head, and then we got some sort of 10 millimeter with an extension, just to, if I do have to get the radio out, because I'm probably gonna have to run through there. So yeah, I'll show you guys that. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you guys which ones I tapped into on here first. So this is the fuse box cover, this being the front, so you're gonna pull it out this way. So basically, like I said, the yellow wire is actually your constant 12 volt, and then your red wire is going to be the trigger switch, which turns on with the headlights. That way the lights will turn on at night or when your automatic headlights come on. So with the yellow for the constant 12 volt, I use dome. You could use hazard or dome. That's a 15 amp. So that's where the yellow goes. Show you guys under here. So basically I have my add a fuse tapped in, and then I put the 15 amp under that, which goes to the main part. And then for the trigger, which turns it on with the headlights, I use tail, the 15 amp tail, and then I put a 5 amp tap on that. So I'll turn on the headlights. I just plugged in one strip just to show that it works. Turn on the headlights, and it's started. So yeah, I'm gonna continue running wires. Here it is, fully turned on. I have to do the app and control the colors. I also have the switch here. Let's see if that does anything. Okay, so that changes colors, I believe. Yep. I'm guessing that's the mode. Alright, so I'll keep running wires. Also, you are going to need to ground this. So what I did, I just kind of popped this. This is just Phillips screw there, Phillips screw there. This comes down. And then I pop this side piece open just a little bit. And there is a 10mm bolt right there. You're going to want to get that ground on first before you go plugging anything in. Okay, so for this first one, I just took an alcohol wipe. There's like a tab that only goes to about here to here, and I just took some very thin double-sided tape, and I put the wire side there, and I just ran it down to under the dash there. I just wanted to see the length of that. I'm probably not going to go around this curve just because I feel like that's just going to look funny. So I'm just going to stop it a little past where the tab is, and I'm probably going to chop it right here. You just get some scissors and cut that, button that back up, and then we will move on to the other side. Okay, so with this side, it's going to be a little more complicated. We're going to take this off, and we're going to pop this off. There's 3 screws under here, and then this just clips out. With this, all you got to do, grab under here. Kind of hard to do with one hand. Try this hand. It's like 3 clips, and then it just pops right out. And then you're going to take out this screw, and that screw, and then this just unclips. Okay, so with this one, similar thing. Just testing it now. 3M tape from here to this edge. The edges kind of just sit in there perfectly. And then I ran the wire down. You're going to want to run it behind this, because when you go to put the leather piece and the plastic piece back on, you don't want any wires pinched. So I went under this slot right here. You're going to want to just feed it through to the other side. I have to clean up, obviously, but that's just how I'm testing it now. But looks pretty good so far with it closed. We're going to button this back up, and then we'll tackle the doors. Okay, so we got the driver's side door off. Basically, all you're going to need for the doors is the 4 door modules, and then this one came with these plug-in cables, and then it just has these terminals. So basically there is, I believe it's this one right here, nice easy access. We're going to unplug this, and then we're going to tap in these wires to the positive and negative, and then we're just going to 3M tape this module, and then that's going to go to the lights, and then that's going to communicate with the main module. So we're going to do that now. Okay, so with the door, what I did, you're going to take the power wire and see if I can focus in. For this one, it's the green wire, and the black and white is going to be your ground. I felt that that was way too close, and I didn't want to arc it out. So what I did was I took this bolt over here, and I just tapped in the ground wire for that, and then you're going to plug in your light strip to the white wire here. And like I said, I'm only doing the light strips, so you'll only need one connection there, then this is where it's going to get power. So this is going to communicate to the main module, and that should power on the lights. So now all we have to do is install the lights onto the door panel. Alright, got the strip fitted, cut it to size. I didn't get to film how I routed this. I see a lot of people, they drill holes here. I was able to get it through. There's like a slight little notch here, and then behind here there's 3 screws, and then there's another 3 where this handle is. You take all those out and you're able to separate these because it's basically holding the hard plastic to the leather part, and you're able to get some leeway in here, and you're able to get that wire down. And then I just mounted the module behind the door. So that is what it's looking like so far. And I'm gonna do the same thing with the other 3 doors. Okay, so we got the back door off here. The only difference between the front and the back door is you're going to have to peel back this insulation lining, but it's the same exact plug, same deal. The black and white wire is going to be your negative, and in this case the black one is your positive. All the colors are going to be different on all 4 doors, and then you're just going to want to find a different grounding bolt. I'm most likely going to use this or that guy over there, just because I don't want these wires touching. Alright guys, so we got the back strip installed. It was giving me a little bit of problems. The back one is actually not too difficult, but what you're going to have to do is, obviously the wired side is going to go on this side, and to avoid drilling any holes, I just took this whole piece out. So there's about 5 or 6 screws all around on the back of this. You take that out, and then you're able to tuck the wire under, and then you're going to want to reinstall this, make sure that that's straight. And there's a couple, I think there's 2 screws here, and you're just going to take those out. That way you can just separate it, kind of like the front, just to get those pieces fully in there. And I'm going to button up the rest, and I will show you guys the finished product. Alright guys, we are all finished. Got all the doors on. That is full brightness. You can control that with the app and with the button that I have to mount somewhere. But hope you guys enjoyed that tutorial. If you have any questions, feel free to message me in the comments and I will do my best to help. I'll throw in some night shots here also so you can see it better.
Yeah. Look at you. Look at me. Look at us. Happy as can be. Look at love. Look at lust. Middle fingers up. I don't give a fuck. I said, look at you. Look at me. We're in love. Living happily. I need all your love. 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 Them drugs ain't enough this time. I can't get you off my mind. To be honest, I don't even really try to, because I really need you in my life. Remember, I ain't had nobody, I was V-long. But back then I couldn't afford to buy the t-shirt. Then I got rich and found love, everything falling into place like it came from above. I can't forget the plug. He the one that supply all the perks and the mug. I take 2 of those, then take you to the room, we making love. Earth shaking love, anti-heartbreaking love. This song in my soul, this song's in my soul, songs in my soul, this song's in my. Look at you, look at me, look at us, happy as can be. Look at love, look at lust, middle fingers up, I don't give a fuck.